I've seen the show 3 times, every single season, like binged it 3 times. I've watched the show start to finish, like season 1, 2, 3. I'm obsessed. And the books are really, really good. They're just, disclaimer, really, really different. Really, really different from the show. Which makes it so fun to read, because that way it's not like such a bore, like you know everything that's gonna happen. You actually don't. Obviously, a little bit of spoilers in this video, so no pressure to watch it. I would highly encourage you read the books. Probably first, actually. Read the book series first and then watch the show. Or vice versa, really, it's up to you. It's your life, it doesn't matter. But it's just so cool to me that, I don't know, like, the important stuff I think is the same, but a lot is so different. And the example I was going to tell you is in the previous book, this is book 3, in book 2, 40 dies by just accidentally jaywalking. He's just jaywalking, and a young woman that's like new to LA just moved there, sits him and kills him instantly. And the crazy thing is Joe was gonna kill him. It's so good. You gotta check it out. But since this was requested, I'm just going to open to where my little Bakugo bookmark is and keep reading with you guys from book 3, which is the equivalent of chapter 3. So the one where shit goes down between Joe and Love. But isn't like Bakugo somehow giving Joe and Love? I don't know, it's so good. It's a sticker, but I use it as a bookmark. I will read you the back. After years in New York and a spell in Los Angeles, Joe Goldberg is moving to enjoy the fresh air and simple pleasures of life in the Pacific Northwest. For the first time in a long time, he can just breathe. And at his new job at the local library, he meets Mary Kay, a fellow librarian, a mother, a friend, a woman with a life of her own, a woman he can see himself having a life with. Joe is finally ready for the real thing. With his encouragement, Mary Kay will see that he is the one that they can have happily ever after together. He is going to start a family, even if it kills him. So, 2 things. I'm going to read this like as if I was actually reading it in my head, with like the same tone and sarcasm, and I'm not gonna like pause or look at the screen or anything, or like roll my eyes, even though I would normally do that after every other thought that Joe Goldberg has, because he's a literal narcissistic psycho. But it's just so much better to do it like with the dry, like breezy sarcasm vibes than to like stop and like truly be how I want to be with it, because I want you to enjoy it. So, you know, it's pretty like raunchy and sexist. I'm not sexist. Joe is. 2, the number one thing you need to know about how book 3 is different from season 3 is, and again, this is spoilers for the book and season 3, I guess, but he he is not with love. Like, they didn't move, and then he, like, gets the job at the bookstore and works with Mary Kay and gets this crush on her, and, like, love has Theo. No, that is not the vibes, okay? At the end of book 2, Love and her family pay Joe like $3 million to stay out of her and 40, which they do, like, outright name the kid 40, stay out of their lives forever. So, and Joe was in jail at the end of book 2 for like several months, I think, if not like a year, for the murder of Dr. Nikki. It's like very different, the books. They're like very realistic and cool, but that's what happened. So where I am now is he's got the job at the bookstore with Mary Kay, and it's not, necessarily moving as fast as he wants it to, and all he has access to is Love's Instagram page to see his son, and it's really hard on him. So that's the tea, and let's begin. I want to write to Dr. Nikki and tell him to read the basic text because it made me realize what we had in common way back when. Addiction to toxic women. I was up all night and my eyes are bloodshot and puffy. Perfect. And I choose an old sweater. Lucky for me, your husband likes to tweet about his NA meetings, so I'm here in the parking lot of Grange Hall. I will meet your husband and pretend to be a fellow addict / Sacrifice super fanboy. My plan is simple in theory. Befriend him. Needle him about his failure to produce another shark. Make him become the worst possible version of himself and undo everything he learned from his quote-unquote Bible. When I'm in Phil's head, when he's in peak monster, woulda, coulda, shoulda been and still could if not for the damn family mode, well, you'll have no choice but to end your sham marriage. If I do a good job, you'll watch Phil come to terms with the fact that he's not a fucking husband and he's not a fucking father. He's a fucking rock star, man. And you'll feel justified in leaving him, but if I fuck up, I light another Marlboro Red and I'm pacing the way addicts do before they go to a first meeting. This is risky. You could find out what I'm up to, but you started this, Mary Kay. You didn't tell me about him, and the best Christmas gifts never come easy. If and when the three of us are in the same room, I'll tell you the truth. That I went to a meeting for the same reason a lot of people who aren't addicts go to these meetings. It was the holidays. I was lonely. Right now, I have to focus on the mission like a dad driving all over the city to find the stupid fucking Cabbage Patch Kid. I hear Sacrifice music in the distance, and it's him. He's in his jalopy, and he's pulling into the parking lot, rocking out to his own song. I breathe. I can do this. Christmas is about miracles and transformation. Hi, I'm Jay, and I'm addicted to heroin. And Phil gets out of his jalopy, and I run through Jay's story. I hurt my back in a car accident. Got oxy, got hooked on oxy. Tried heroin because it was cheaper, and yesterday, well, I won't tell my story today. This is one of those less is more situations. But a good actor prepares, and the basic text has good advice for all of us. Find new playgrounds. Find new playthings. Here comes my plaything now. Still a little porky and sunburnt from his time in Phoenix. I freeze up like a starfucker and stare at him, and I try not to stare at him. That's Phil DeMarco. Look at him open the door. Stars. They're just as fucked up as us. He disappears into the building, and I cough all that crap out of my lungs and pat down my mothy sweater. This is going in. My new playground is smaller than I expected. There are 2 rich ladies. One likes Kahlua, one likes Percocets. A couple of court-ordered, resentful old rich people, and a trio of court-ordered teens. A friendly 30-something woman picks up a glazed donut. "Hey," she says, "you ever go to this meeting before?" "No," I say. "You?" She smirks. She wears 2 diamond engagement rings. Jesus. And she nods at your husband, who is on the other side of the room, just as bombastic in person as he is on his infomercial. He points at his freshly shaven face, laughing at his own terrible joke. "You get it, man. I shaved the beard and now it's growing on me." "Fair warning," says the woman with 2 diamonds. Some people in this group like to talk. A lot. But hey, at least it's not boring. Soon we're taking our seats and the rat is so close and the spirit of Christmas is alive in me. It is the most wonderful time of the year, and I introduce myself. My voice is shaky, but that's normal, and nobody pushes me to spill my guts. Good. Mrs. Kahlua talks about how much she loves Kahlua, how hard it is to go to holiday parties, and Princess Percocets gripes about her self-righteous daughter, and finally, your rat raises his hand. "Can I butt in?" He rubs the back of his grimy head and takes a long, 10 months pregnant kind of pause, and I try not to picture you on top of him, grabbing his hair until he finally cuts into all that overblown, selfish silence he imposed on us. So the wife finally got back from Thanksgiving. Felt like she was gone forever. No shit, Shercock, but this is pretty exciting. I get to hear Phil's side of the story, a side even you don't get to see. But it's like we're right back to fighting the way we were in Phoenix. It was rough. Thing 1 was in a mood, man. I know we can't name names, but seriously, Phil, Thing 1, me and Thing 2, we couldn't do right by her. Thing 2 is Nomi, but Nomi is not a thing. Thing 1 was all over Thing 2 about some book she's reading. Oh, come on, Phil. The book is Columbine. And she was all over me about my cigs. I'm not gonna say that cigarettes are good for you, but you know what else isn't good for you? Being nagged. I start to clap and stop. Starstruck. Fanboy. Phil winks. Thanks, man. Thing 1's got daddy issues, but lately it's out of control. I've made you think about things, Mary Kay. I've made you grow. The whole damn week she's on to me to participate in the family. I try to participate, man, I do. A local bar invites me to play. Bullshit. He tweeted that bar and 4 other bars. He invited himself. I score us a table and they're cool with my kid, and Thing 1 flies off the handle. We don't want to go to a bar. My dad can barely walk right now. Thing 2 is 17. Man, I know I'm not supposed to say it. Say it, Phil. Say it. But Thing 1, she botched the turkey. She can't stay off Instagram, and for someone who loves to read so much, well, she ain't reading lately. You love me too much to concentrate, and soon we'll be on my sofa reading together. And Thing 2 is 17, going on 12. She needs to grow up. All she does is ride her bike around on her own in La La Land. Phil shakes his head. We used to be a dynasty. I was our king. She was my queen. We were heroes. Another pregnant pause, and the woman with 2 rings bites her lip. She's not alone. Your poor husband is a reoccurring joke, Mary Kay. I didn't cave, he says. But the thing is, yes, I fucking did cave, man. I didn't get to play for a whole week. Lie. I know I've said it before. Say it again. Please. But man, is this it? Is this my life? He shakes it off. Never mind, he says. You'd have to be in my shoes to... Never mind. The woman with 2 diamonds starts talking about her 2 engagements, and Phil isn't listening. He takes his phone out, and he's typing and tapping his foot. And is he trying to turn this woman's sob story into a song right in front of her? I want to call 911 and report a theft, but the meeting is ending and it's time to mingle, and I'm nervous again. We're milling around, eating more donuts, and your rat head's outside. And if I want your present to be ready for Christmas, I have to do this. Put down my donut. I chase your rat. He's on the way to his car, and I'm catching up, and I can do this. I am J. Anonymous, Sacrifice fanboy. I clear my throat. Nervous. He's a rocker. And I scratch my head. Nervous. He's your husband. And he opens the door, and I fake a stumble. Ouch. And he looks over his shoulder and laughs at me. Just a little. And I apologize. Just a little. And I pull out a Marlboro Red, and I'm stuttering when I begin my first official outreach to the Phil DeMarco. Excuse me, I say. Do you have a light? He leans against his car like he did in the promo photos for Moan and Grown, sorry. And I wish I was wearing a Sacrifice t-shirt, but what can I say, Mary Kay? It's a busy time of year, and last minute shopping is tough. Hey man, he says. You alright? I nod, too starstruck to speak, and he passes me his lighter. Zippo with the naked girl. What a good dad. And I drop it on the pavement, and he picks it up and lights my cigarette, and thank God you can't see us right now. I look at him like he's the Ark of the fucking Covenant, and I breathe in. Out. Wow, I say. I'm having a butt with Phil DeMarco. His face is a shrinky-dink in the oven, expanding, brightening. Oh shit, he says. We got us a Philistine. I'm so sorry. Shit. I know we're not supposed to use our names. Nah, man, it's cool. I had to come up to you, man. The whole time in there, I was like, I can't move, I can't breathe, I just die underneath. He likes to be quoted. All writers are pathetic that way. And he laughs, and this is painful, but this is the only way for me to get you what you really want. Me. I thought I was tripping. Phil DeMarco, the most horrifically underrated rock star of all time, is 10 feet away from me, and man, I drop my cigarette. Nerves on top of nerves. And he offers me one of his, and I take it. I can't believe I'm smoking a butt with Phil DeMarco. You're hardcore, he says. What about you? You got a name? Jay, I say, happy. I worked so hard on my character. He yucks a loogie on the pavement. No worries, he says. It's not like you're blowing my cover. Everyone knows who I am. What's your name again? I literally just said it, but then again, he doesn't even know the name of his daughter's favorite book. I'm Jay, I say. Jesus Christ, man, what are you even doing here? Same thing you are, man. Day by day. But you're you. I mean, come on, you don't need this. That shit you said about Phoenix. How do you even stand it? He chuckles. Yeah, Phoenix sucked. See, what you said in there made me think. A few years back, you told Mojo that you couldn't go 6 hours without touching a guitar. I smile. Or getting laid. He laughs at his old own bad joke. Well, that was then, man. Things change. He doesn't really think that things change, and he's right. They don't. I smoke my butt, and I hope I don't get cancer from these fucking things. I can't stand the idea of dying before you, leaving you here to miss me. He blows a smoke ring, and I try and fail. Perfect. And I ash on a pile of old freebie newspapers because he ashed on it first, but that's a fire hazard, Mary Kay. Your husband is a fire hazard. So, I say, Can I ask, are you working on anything now? Hell yeah, he says. Always. Good, because I'm dying for a new album and a tour. People say it's not gonna happen, and I'm like, fuck yes it is. Phil DeMarco is gonna come back in a big way. He picks at his dirty fingernail. You can't push. Every album comes out when it comes out. Spoken like a true procrastinator, and I nod. I never thought I'd get to meet you, because you don't tour anymore. We don't tour right now, he says. Boom. Your album's on the way, I promise. I gotta ask, were you writing a song in there? You bet I was. See, as an artist, I go to these meetings for the pathos, not to sound like a douche. As if the disclaimer doesn't classify him as a douche. But as an artist, I get more out of it. You got a beast in you. You gotta feed the beast. Get a lot of good material in there. Tons. That's so rad. I was right. He's a thief. You know, I'm thinking I might go get a guitar, a Schecter, find a new plaything. You can say no, but is there any way I could hit you up for advice? He gives me his number and says he has to get home as he quotes his own song. I got a crate in a barrel and a barrel in a gun. Here's my advice about finding a good Schecter. Pregnant pause. Get a Gibson, man. I laugh as if that was clever. Then he starts a scar. And did I do it? Did I get in his head? I tune into his show at midnight, and sure enough, he's wailing about the holidays, pining for the good old days when he had time to focus on his true calling of music. The man is in pain, Mary Kay, and you can't make him happy. Listen to his show and look at his body. He has a sacrophil tattoo. He bled for that band. He took a needle for that band. But your name's not inked on his skin, and it's time for you both to realize it. So, that was the end of that chapter. And a good stopping point until next time at least. Let me know if you enjoy this sort of video. If you have any book requests, if you want me to do scary stories, true